What's going on, YouTube? This is a video response to King Human, and the video response to he talks about how to become a millionaire. And he has a very interesting approach. And I don't know if I've told you guys before. I think I have. I'm not really a stock guy, because the reason why I'm not a big fan of stocks is because I look at that as a very slow way of creating wealth, and I look at business as a much faster pace creating wealth. Because sometimes you get these, I don't know if you get much of those now, but the 12 to 13% per year type gains versus where I've made 2,000% in certain products, which is, I think, is a very much faster way in creating wealth. But and I've read about this from time to time, and I just want to weigh in on this. King Human talks about in his video about dividends. And I don't know if all of you guys know about dividends. I know some of my subscribers do. But not just dividends, but reinvesting dividends. He uses the example of Johnson & Johnson, which is a very good company. This company has been around for a long time. Is the creator of many different great products. When a baby's born, it's probably a good chance that somebody in your family or even you use these products on your babies when they were young. Now, what he talks about is basically reinvesting your dividends. And reinvesting your dividends is basically this, for those of you who don't know. Meaning, if you get any profits off of your stock, actually what happens is, instead of you taking those profits or whatever, or keeping the profits to the side, you reinvest those profits in order to get more shares, right? And I think he said in 1980, if you would have had 200 shares of Johnson & Johnson, by now, that probably, unless, and 200 shares is roughly around $14,000 at that time. You roughly would have now about $1.4 million. And that's without doing anything to that investment, without adding more money to that investment, anything, just letting it sit there and work on its own. But reinvesting those dividends the whole time. Maybe some of you have had great success with that. If you have, please share it here, of reinvesting dividends. Because I know some people say they really don't believe in individual stocks. I kind of do. And the reason why I say that is this. Mutual funds to me is the equivalent of the euro. And what I mean by that is this. The euro is a great currency, but what happens is you have these larger countries that have a great economy, and some of these smaller countries whose economy sucks. So basically, the larger economies and that currency is sucked down by these so-called countries that have not so great economies. So one could be doing great and one could be doing very bad. And that's how I kind of look at mutual funds. And I know some people swear by them and they say they're a good way, and some people have great success, but I'm only giving my opinion. So this is my video response to it. And I actually may take, King Human advice on this, because I right now don't have any stocks. My only type of investment is creating passive income, money for my business. And basically, later on, I was going to turn that into passive income. But I think this is a good way to start on the side to actually start creating some assets, in a great company, and just building up that wealth there and having that money work for you, like I said, 20, 30 years down the road. Hey, who couldn't use $1 million later on down the road, So it's just kind of a safety net is what I'm looking at. So I just want to hear you guys chime in on this, see what you want to do. And while we're on this subject, I want to make this announcement. I'm going to put a couple links here. One link I'm going to put here is the video, and some of you may know it, some of you may not, that I had personally with MJ DeMarco. And for those of you who don't know MJ DeMarco is the author of The Millionaire Fastlane. He took some time out of his day and he gave us some tips on what he feels is a great way to achieve wealth. And I think you can take a lot from this interview. Also, I created another YouTube channel. Now, I got Muhammad Abshan 2, which I haven't really put in yet because it's more of a personal channel. The reason why I created this channel is to talk more about my internet business topics, because I'm starting to feel that sometimes those topics don't necessarily fit in with this channel. But what I wanted to do was create a whole different channel where I can just, go all out with the things that I'm learning in the academy and on internet business, because I think I have a lot of good things to talk about and share over there. So if you're one that is interested in internet business and interested in taking some of those tools and applying them to your website or wherever it may be, I highly recommend that you go over there and subscribe today. That way I can talk about that stuff over here and talk about my regular stuff over here and keep all of them separate. So, thank you guys for taking your time out and watching the channel. And that's all I have. And until next time, signing off.